Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
The playoff budget. Let's go.
3 Tigers. Welcome to Good Morning Football, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Live in New York City, but man, I wish we were in Cincinnati after a video like that. It's Friday, January 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th. Feels unlucky, but after that video, we're all very lucky. Yeah. I'm Jamie Ardell. It's Kyle Brandt. Peter Schrager, Jason McCourty. That gets you like 7 kinds of fired up about a game like that.
Goodness.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Tiger King this weekend. Yeah, Joe Burrow. Let's do it. Against what quarterback? Who the hell knows? Let's get into that.
Let's talk about it, huh? Time for the lead block.
Lead block.
All right, so Lamar Jackson, who we have talked about all week, has now spoken himself. He tweeted this yesterday. Thank you, everyone, for your support and concerns regarding my injuries. I want to give you all an update as I am in the recovery process. I have suffered a PCL grade 2 sprain on the borderline of a strain 3. There is still inflammation surrounding my knee, and my knee remains unstable. I'm still in good spirits as I continue with treatments on the road to recovery. I wish I could be out there with my guys more than anything, but I can't give a 100% of myself to my guys and fans. I'm still hopeful. We still have a chance. It's a lot. We appreciate the information from one Lamar Jackson. It felt like a long time coming because we've all kind of been waiting for information, and we got it from himself. Ian Rapoport joining us now to unpack it a little bit for us. Ian, what else can you tell us about Lamar, the Ravens looking ahead this weekend, the whole cloud of the picture?
Yeah, there was a lot there, and the fact that Lamar Jackson was specific about his PCL injury, which we've known it was a moderate PCL sprain, probably about 3 weeks, I think was the initial thought. Obviously took a little more and has continued to take a little more, but the fact that Lamar Jackson took to Twitter and gave injury details a little bit outside the team dynamic is at least interesting. Now, he's a star quarterback. It is his body. He gets to have that kind of say. It's just something we rarely see from an athlete, certainly an athlete this high profile. But it makes sense that Lamar Jackson guys would want to explain, here's why I'm not playing. And this is something I've consistently heard. He has done well. He has done rehab. He has done everything he's been asked to do. He's just not ready. He mentioned his knee being unstable. It's not exactly my understanding of things. An ACL would be something you describe as unstable. PCL is more uncomfortable, but he is dealing with swelling. He is, it seems, after getting out in the rehab field, after working out, he's having to manage a knee in a way that he probably is not used to and certainly does not want to. All of this explains why Lamar Jackson is not going to be on the field this week. He's got a shot at next week. We will see if they get there, but not this week. Meanwhile, Tyler Snoop Huntley, who seems to be set to be the starter, was a limited participant in practice yesterday, was throwing in front of reporters. That's a good sign, dealing with tendonitis in his shoulder, also a wrist injury. Seems to be able to overcome those injuries and set to start. As for Lamar, we'll see.
Well, injuries, plural, was what Lamar put in his tweet. Sounds like the Ravens are dealing with injuries, plural. So they'll have to do that as they head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, who are in fight or run mentality, according to that video. Rap Sheet, thanks. We'll talk to you in a little bit. So Lamar, he came out. He said what he said. He used very specific words like injuries, unstable, PCL, strain 2, almost a strain 3. Jason, what do you make of Lamar coming out and putting word into action?
Yeah, you can add inflammation. He used that word as well. And we see the last few weeks, we haven't saw the Ravens talk a lot about Lamar's injury. It's like, oh, there's no update. And he's right. He's right. We don't usually see a player come to Twitter to say, all right, it's a PCL injury, it's grade 2, but hey, it was almost grade 3. And I think from Lamar Jackson's standpoint, and probably whoever's advising him, because I doubt Lamar was, all right, I'm about to type this tweet and say all of these things, but it's just like, listen, everybody's talking about this and saying Lamar's not playing. Oh, could it possibly be a contract? Is he trying to hold the Ravens hostage? And we haven't heard Lamar's in here. He's working every single day. He's trying to get back on the field. It just hasn't happened yet. And for me, I looked at this yesterday and I was just like, this is Lamar speaking for himself. You know what? If no one else is going to say it, I'm going to let everyone know I'm here, I'm in treatment, I'm in rehab, I'm doing the things asked of me to get back on the field, but my knee is not 100%. I can't give us the best chance to win this game, wild card weekend, so I can't play. It's easy as that.
What I like about this statement is it's clearly so off the cuff and authentic, and you love that about it. But listen, I've been saying all week, Lamar, speak. Please speak. You should. Use your platform, do a video, do a tweet, fine. So he did, and I think it was smart that he did because the silence wasn't only deafening, the silence was becoming almost incriminating in a way, and I think it was encouraging a lot of critics, but I like that he did that. But a lot to go with here. I noticed that Ian said that Snoop Huntley is going out there and throwing even though he's injured. You can do that? You're allowed to go out on the practice and just throw it around and see how it feels? That's cool. The other interesting thing here is that what if the Ravens win this game? And what if they beat the Bengals? And then what if they're like, well, we're 2 wins from the Super Bowl now. Now can we see the stability or the comfort or whatever it is? But I'm glad to hear from him. It puts a lot of things to rest. But there's almost a whole new, what is it?
Can of worms.
That's what it is. Yeah. If the Ravens win, because then Lamar, like, now we really need you out here, dude.
Look, there's been skepticism on what the heck is going on here for 3 weeks, and then it finally bubbled up this week. But there were people who thought, all right, Week 18, you're going up against the Bengals, and there's still a chance you can win the AFC North. Like, when Lamar didn't go for Week 18, that wasn't a meaningless game. I think it was pretty much shed a light on this, that there's actually a real injury that not only is a real injury, a significant one, if he's not going to even go for that game. And now we're saying this. When I saw the tweet, I don't know who wrote it, like, as far as, like, you're saying, like, off the cuff, like, I don't know who formed that, because there's a lot of medical talk that I don't think, you know, Ian, myself, you guys are even as comfortable with, but Lamar nailed it. I actually think it's good that he did it, because it sort of takes the spotlight off of him and back on the team for the days that matter. I think if he's not out there with what this is, and the Ravens aren't going to be out there with this is, the topic all week is Lamar, Lamar, Lamar. And 52 other guys in the locker room like, we got to prepare for a football game on Sunday, dude. Yeah. Like, so in a weird way, this was as selfless an act that Lamar can do on Thursday afternoon. Take the pin and knock it out of this balloon and this controversy. Like, what are all the hot take artists going to say on Friday, Saturday, Sunday if Lamar's saying, I can't go, I'm hurt? There's really not much of a story. Instead, the focus is on that Ravens defense and how we could stop Joe Burrow.
It's funny, you see this tweet, and like all we wanted all week is to pick something apart, and we just like are waiting. Now it's here, and all I want to do is like pick very specific words and the way he said things. Like, I find it fascinating that he made injury plural. I really do, because I think there's might be other things at play. He's just letting us in to the know on the PCL. The degree of sprain or strain I find fascinating, because all of a sudden he wants people to understand that, like, I wasn't even back at the week-to-week. Those weren't even my words. Now he's really back at I'm speaking for myself, which I feel drives an even bigger kind of gap between team, coach, and player, because he's taking the power back into his own hands. And finally, for him to say, I can't give 100% of myself to my guys and the fans. I feel like the word organization could have been used there, or
interesting.
Guys and fans. Guys and fans. I just found that stuck with me when I read it, and just everything. I think when you put a tweet out like this, knowing the platform, knowing that when he speaks, he has to know that people listen to use my guys and fans.
Do you remember when Brady retired the first, or left to go to he did a thank you to everyone. Didn't include Belichick.
Right.
Is that what you're? It's interesting.
It's like kind of the silence is deafening. Like now we have the words.
He shouldn't need to put out that tweet. I just feel like what he said should have been spoken by the organization.
Yes.
Lamar,
you wish he hadn't done it?
No, I think he should have done it, but I wish he didn't have to do it.
Got to this point, you're saying?
Yes. You look at Harbaugh, the things he said week to week.
What if Harbaugh and those guys weren't in the light of what exactly going on? Like,
how could they not be? Is it not their positions that are?
Is he there?
Right.
Is he in treatment?
No.
Then they know.
He is,
Like, to your point, he's not out there on the practice field, but is he in the indoor running in front of the trainers, the general manager? Because if he's doing those things, then they all know where he's at, you know?
To your point, Jay, like even a simple line from Harbaugh in one of those answers about Lamar about like he's working, it's tough. It's hard. He's doing hard work. Like, it just to imply that like the challenge is in front of him and it's not behind him for his quarterback. All right, let's take this another step further into Sunday's matchup, because now we got to spin the wheel forward. Baltimore, Cincinnati. Can the Ravens win this game without Lamar Jackson? Peter, what do you think?
I think they can. I think they have to play Ravens football and muck this thing up. Like Sunday night, under the lights in Cincinnati, big underdogs. There's more than Lamar to this rivalry. In fact, these teams, they hate each other. And I think the players hate each other.
I like that. I like that.
I mean, this is
I want
real.
them to.
So after Sunday's game, all the Bengals players started accusing the Ravens players for being dirty. They said there was a couple of dirty things that happened in that game. Patrick Queen come out and spoke. Take a listen to what Patrick Queen had to say when his team was accused of being dirty against the Bengals.
We'll see Sunday night. If it's smoke, it's smoke. I mean, we ain't running from nobody. If y'all feel like people was doing stuff dirty and y'all weren't at the same time, then, I mean, you could look at film in the past from what they was doing and stuff too. So, I mean, at the end of the day, whoever got beef with each other, they got beef with each other. But at the end of the day, we going out there to play a football game. We ain't trying to do nothing extra, but we got a job to do.
And that was Burrow and Chase's college teammate. That is a guy who has history there. Look, the Ravens, when Lamar had his dream season, they piled it on the Bengals. And they put up 50 points. We're running the ball and throwing the ball. And Zach Taylor remembered last year they play, and the Bengals started piling it on the Ravens. They had no Lamar, and in the final game they played, Zach Taylor was calling deep passes to Chase. Run it up, run it up. Teams don't like each other. Divisional matchup. If this thing is like 16-13 or 13-10, Ravens can win this game. That's how they win. If they get in a shootout, God bless them. They're not having a chance.
You know, Peter, you were here yesterday, and we talked about